Not all pain is punishment. Some come as a sign. If you have been going through struggles that no one understands, silent pains, and moments that seem inexplicable, perhaps it is because God chose you. The suffering that visits you is not without purpose. It is shaping you for something greater than you imagine. Being chosen is not glamour. It is weight. It is confrontation. It is renunciation. But it is also honor. Those who carry a different mission undergo different processes. And today, I want to show you 7 pains that almost always appear in the lives of those who have been set apart by heaven to fulfill a purpose. If you feel that this is you, it is because it truly is. The truth is that you are not strange. You are being prepared. There is a plan in all this that seems messy. And no matter how painful it is right now, what you are living today is connecting you to the future that God has already designed. These pains are codes, and understanding this will change the way you view what you are going through. If this message has already started to make sense to you, do the following. Follow me here on the channel now. I am George, and here I talk to people who know deep down that they carry something different. Something from heaven. You are not alone, and your pain is not the end. It is just the beginning of what God is going to do. The pain of rejection. Being rejected hurts in a way that few things do. When you are ignored by those who should support you, forgotten by those who claim to love you, or left out without explanation, the soul feels it. The pain of rejection runs deep. And the worst part is that often, you don't even know why you are being sidelined. But this rejection is not random. Many times, it is protection. God hides those He is preparing. It's not the right time yet. And for that reason, He allows doors to close, people to distance themselves, and for you not to be remembered. It hurts, but it preserves you. It keeps you safe from environments that are not meant for you yet. David lived this. When Samuel was to anoint the next king, he wasn't even called by his father. All the brothers were there, except for him. But God knew exactly where David was, and He went to him. Sometimes, those who reject you do not see you because God is hiding you. It's still not time to reveal you. Jesus was also rejected by His own. He healed, taught, loved, but even so He was despised. The truth is that the chosen ones are almost always rejected first. Heaven already recognizes you, but the earth is still not ready to receive you. And this difference between the spiritual and the natural creates the emptiness that you feel. You try to understand, you try to change, you try to please, but it seems that the more you give yourself, the more you are left behind. This is exhausting. It tires the soul. But be calm. What is happening is not a sign that you are lesser. It is a sign that God is preserving you until the right time to lift you up. Sometimes, rejection comes from one's own family. Sometimes, from childhood friends or people from church. People you trusted. And when this happens, you start to doubt even your own worth. But God does not look as men do. He knows the heart. And He does not forget those who have been left behind. It is in this place of rejection that God forms the chosen ones. It is in the silence of loneliness that He speaks the loudest. It is when you think that no one is seeing that He begins to work behind the scenes. And when His time comes, there is no one who can prevent it. The same table that they denied you, He will prepare for you. Rejection does not define who you are. It merely reveals who was not ready to walk with you. Heaven does not need applause to validate a choice. God saw you in the field, just as He saw David. And when He decides to lift someone up, neither forgetfulness, nor disdain, nor harsh words can prevent it. Perhaps today you are still crying over this, and that's okay. Your pain is real, but it is not the end. It is just the mark that you carry something that the world still does not understand. You are not invisible. You are just being kept safe. When the right moment comes, rejection will turn into recognition, coming from heaven. The pain of isolation. Few things weigh as heavily as being surrounded by people and still feeling alone. You try to connect. You try to talk. You try to participate. But it seems like no one really understands you. Isolation is silent, deep, and sometimes even frightening. But it can also be sacred. God uses isolation to work on those He has set apart. When God is preparing someone, He cuts the noise. He removes distractions, silences opinions, and closes some doors. Not because He wants to punish you, but because He wants you to hear only His voice. Isolation is the place where you stop listening to the world to start hearing heaven. And this changes everything. Moses spent years in the desert before leading the people. Elijah hid in caves. Jesus went to the desert before beginning His ministry. All were isolated. All felt loneliness, but all also returned transformed. The isolation that hurts today is the same that is shaping your spiritual strength for what is to come. You are not being forgotten, you are being set apart. God is bringing you closer to Him, even if it pulls you away from everything else. And even if you don't understand it now, one day you will look back and see that this time alone was the most valuable period of your journey. During isolation, you start to see things that used to go unnoticed. Your heart gets cleansed. Your priorities change. And you learn to depend on God in a way you would never learn surrounded by distractions. Isolation may even be uncomfortable, but it is necessary. It's there that your identity is restored. Perhaps you have prayed for answers and all you received was silence. But know this: God's silence is also an answer. Sometimes He doesn't speak because He is teaching you to trust. Other times, He is speaking in ways you are still learning to recognize. Whatever the case, He is there, even when it seems like He is not. It's normal to feel like running away, wanting to return to old cycles, to the noise, to the places where you felt secure. But isolation is an invitation, not to leave you aside, but to draw you deeper. The more alone you feel, the closer to God you are being called to stay. In this phase, you will discover who truly walks with you, who appears only in good times, and who remains present even when everything seems dark. You will also discover how much stronger you are than you imagine, because God holds you, even when everything around you seems loose. Do not fight against this process. Do not try to rush it. There is healing in silence. There is direction in solitude. There is preparation in the time when no one sees you. While it seems like nothing is happening, God is working in areas of your life that only isolation can touch. And when the right time comes, everything will make sense. You are being cared for in secret. God is sharpening your weapons in silence. And when He reveals you, it will be with purpose. Everything you feel today has value. Every tear during this lonely time is collected by Him. Isolation hurts, but it also reveals. And what He is doing in you now will be the foundation for what is to come. The pain of repetition. Going through the same tests multiple times is exhausting. You pray, try to do things differently, give it your best, but it seems like everything repeats. The situations, the challenges, the feelings, as if you are trapped in a cycle that never ends. And it hurts. It hurts because it feels like nothing changes, even when you are trying to change everything. But the truth is that this repetition has a purpose. God is not punishing you. He is shaping you. Each round in the desert, each cycle that seems the same, is molding something within you. God is strengthening your character, adjusting your vision, teaching you to trust even when everything seems still. Imagine a potter working with clay. He spins the clay on the wheel until the shape is perfect. If the clay breaks, he remakes it. If it's not ready, he spins it again. God does the same. He spins your life in cycles not to tire you out, but to prepare you. He is taking care of the details. Repetition reveals where you still need to grow. It shows the weak points that need to be addressed. It's not about punishment. It's about construction. Because when God entrusts a big mission to someone, He first tests the foundation. And the tests come in the form of repetitions. They are opportunities for growth, not defeat. It's easy to think that you are being left aside when everything is repeating, but in fact, you are at the center of God's care. He is paying attention to every reaction of yours, to how you deal with what you already know, to how your heart responds to what you have faced before. Each time you react with faith, something advances inside you. Many give up at this stage. They think they are being forgotten when in reality, they are being refined. But you have made it this far because you chose to stay, and this perseverance is preparing you to break through. The same scenarios do not mean that nothing has changed. They mean that something deeper still needs to be polished. And God does not skip steps. Trust this process. You are not going back to the starting point. You are climbing steps, even if they seem the same. Every repetition is making your faith sturdier. Every round is aligning you more with the purpose. And when God sees that the vessel is ready, He will stop the wheel and place you in the right spot. Stay strong. The repetitions will not last forever, but what they will produce in you, that will remain forever. The pain of incomprehension. Being misunderstood hurts in a way that is hard to explain. You try to speak, you try to open up, but it seems that no one understands what you are going through. People look at you as if you are exaggerating or living something that doesn't make sense, and it hurts, because all you wanted was to be heard truthfully. Sometimes you don't even understand everything you're feeling, but deep down, something pulses differently. You think in another way, feel more deeply, notice things that others ignore. And this sensitivity is not a weakness. It is a sign that you have been set apart. But not everyone is ready to deal with it. Those who are chosen carry a unique way of seeing the world. They see purpose where others only see pain. They feel spiritual weight in situations that others treat as trivial. They perceive invisible movements, and when you try to explain, you hear phrases like, "You're just imagining things," or, "That's just in your head." The lack of understanding hurts, but it also reveals. You are not wrong. You are on another level, and this frightens those who still live in the shallow. Your way of feeling is unsettling, because it reveals how many people are still asleep. It's not about being better. It's about being more awake. And awakening before others always brings solitude. Jesus was misunderstood by many. His disciples sometimes didn't understand His words. The religious criticized Him. The crowd followed Him, but few truly understood Him. This shows that even the Son of God was not fully understood. Why would it be different for you? The mission of those who carry something from heaven will always seem strange to the earth. The pain of incomprehension teaches you to depend more on God than on the acceptance of people. You begin to understand that you don't need to be understood to be on the right path. The confirmation of heaven is enough, and over time, you learn to walk with conviction, even without applause or validations. This pain also strengthens you. It brings you closer to God in search of direction. Since human advice does not always fit, you learn to listen to the right voice. And this, no matter how painful it may be at first, transforms you into someone more spiritually mature. Many people only understand your worth after the fruits appear. Before that, they question, doubt, and judge. But when the harvest comes, what seemed confusing will become clear. The same people who don't understand you today will ask how you managed tomorrow. And you will remember, it was God who held me up when no one understood me. Keep walking even when it seems that no one truly accompanies you. You are not lost. You are ahead. And this distance, as lonely as it may seem, is a sign that you have been set apart. What you feel is not an exaggeration. It is revelation. And those who have revelation will not always be understood, but they will always be sustained. The pain of unexpected losses. There are losses that come without warning. People leave, projects crumble, doors close. Sometimes everything seems to be going well until suddenly something breaks. And you find yourself there, trying to understand why. This pain is silent, confusing. It hurts because you didn't expect it. It hurts because you put everything on that path. But these losses are not always failures. Many times, they are prunings. God removes what does not fit in the next level. What seems unjust today will soon be revealed as deliverance. You only see the cut now, but God already sees the fruit that will be born later, and He never cuts without purpose. Losing hurts. It doesn't matter if it's a person, a friendship, a dream, or a job. The feeling is one of emptiness. You ask yourself if you did something wrong, if you could have avoided it. But when you are chosen, not all losses are your fault. Some are decisions from heaven. God knows what needs to go for the new to come in. These moments challenge our faith. You pray, seek direction, and still see something you loved being taken away. But trust, God is not tearing away. He is aligning. Many times He needs to remove what was making you comfortable to push you to the right place. Losses are doors disguised as endings. It may take time to understand, but gradually you will realize that if that person had stayed, perhaps you wouldn't have grown. That if that project had succeeded, perhaps you would have gotten lost. God does not take anything away for no reason. He prepares the ground. He clears the path. And those who are chosen learn to trust, even in what hurts. One day you will look back and be grateful for the losses, because it was after them that you grew the most. It was in the emptiness that you discovered the presence. It was on the ground that you found strength. And that's why, even without understanding everything, you continue, because you have already learned that when God allows a loss, it is because purpose comes afterward. The pain of waiting. Waiting is one of the most difficult pains to endure. It is not a physical pain, but it consumes you from within. You pray, dream, prepare yourself, but the answer doesn't come. Time passes and it seems that nothing happens. It gives a feeling of abandonment, as if God has forgotten. But He has not forgotten. He is working, even in silence. Waiting tests our faith like few things do. It is easy to believe when everything is flowing. The hard part is to keep believing when nothing changes on the outside. But that's where faith is refined. That's when you discover that you do not depend on signs, but on conviction. God uses the waiting time to strengthen your foundation. You may have felt this, that promise that seems close but never arrives. The feeling of being ready but not being called. It's frustrating. It makes you want to give up. But know one thing, heaven never delays. God's timing is precise. He simply does not act according to our anxiety. While you wait, God is shaping you from within. He is dealing with your heart, aligning your intentions, testing your constancy. Because it does no good to receive something big with a weak structure. Waiting is not negative. It is protection. It is construction. It is a way to prepare you for what is to come. Many abandon their callings for not knowing how to wait. They give up in the silence and lose what was about to come. But the chosen ones learn to stay, even when they do not feel. They remain faithful, even without seeing, and that is what makes them ready to live what they have prayed for. Maybe today you are in that place. Your heart is full of expectation and your hands are empty. But do not be deceived. The fact that you have not yet received does not mean that God said no. Sometimes He is saying, not yet. Because what is to come is too great to be delivered carelessly. Waiting teaches you to depend. You stop trying to control everything and start to trust. You understand that if God promised, He will fulfill it. Even if it takes time. Even if it is different from what you imagined. Time does not erase a promise made by heaven. It only prepares the environment for it to be fulfilled at the exact moment. In the meantime, continue to be faithful in the little. Keep planting, even without seeing the harvest. The waiting time is also a time to sow, and those who sow in faith will reap at the right time, with abundance. Do not stop just because it hasn't happened yet. God's silence is not rejection. It is strategy. What you feel now is not contempt. It is refinement. God is taking care of you behind the scenes, and when He reveals you, no one will understand how you endured so long without giving up. But you will know it was grace, it was faith, it was purpose, and all of it was worth it. The pain of inner confrontation. One of the most silent pains that a chosen one faces is the war within. It's when the spirit desires one thing, but the soul yearns for another. You want to obey, but sometimes you feel like fleeing. You want to do what's right, but your heart insists on taking shortcuts. And this generates a deep conflict, invisible to others, but heavy for you. This inner confrontation shows that you are in the process. It is the struggle between the old and the new. Between what the world expects of you and what God has called you to be. It is not always easy to let go of wants, plans, or personal desires, but when you have been set apart by God, your life is no longer just yours. You begin to understand that not everything you want is good for you, that not every beautiful path is the right one, and that following God's will sometimes requires renunciation. It is hard to say no to yourself, but it is in this no that character is formed. And it is in this renunciation that the mission gains strength. The inner confrontation also reveals maturity. Those who are at war with themselves have already understood that they cannot live just any way. You feel the weight of your decisions. You pray before acting. And this shows how much God is working in you, even when pain is present. There will be days when you will feel tired of this struggle, but know that it is a sign of active spiritual life. Only those who are aware fight. Only those who want to get it right confront. And God honors this effort. He sees every difficult decision, every silent tear, every firm step, even when the heart wanted to stop. This confrontation is preparing you for something greater. God is clearing your paths, aligning your motivations, and positioning you at the center of His will. And when all this passes, you will realize that you prevailed not by strength, but by obedience. And this is what truly matters. If you recognized yourself in any of these pains, take a deep breath. This difficult phase you are going through may seem senseless, but it is not. None of what you feel is being ignored by God. On the contrary, everything is being used, with purpose, to shape you from within and prepare you for what is to come. Every tear, every silence, every night you prayed without understanding. All of this is being gathered. Heaven saw you, even when no one else did. And more than that, heaven chose you. That's why your journey is different. That's why you face pains that many people can't even imagine. You carry something special, and the process reflects that. God does not call anyone to something great without first shaping the structure. And this structure is built amid pain, waiting, loss, isolation, and inner confrontations. All of this is not punishment, it is training. Because when He lifts you up, you will not rise with a fragile foundation. You will rise with strong roots. The chosen ones do not walk easy paths, but they do not walk alone. The presence of God walks with them, even when everything seems silent, even when answers take time, even when signs seem absent. The silence of God is not absence. It is hidden work, and the invisible is being built. Trust, even if it's hard, even without understanding. Everything you are living now will serve as a testimony tomorrow. The pains that bend you today will be the stories that uplift others in the future. God does not waste any detail of your journey, not even what made you cry, not even what made you start over. You have been set apart, and those who are set apart do not live like others. They go through different processes, feel more intensely, and are constantly confronted from within. But in the end, all of this reveals one fact: you have been called. And when heaven calls, the world does not need to understand. It only needs to see the result. Now tell me, which of these pains resonated with you the most? Write it here in the comments. I read everything, and I want to pray with you, for you. Your response could bless the life of someone else who is also going through this process. Sometimes, that's all someone needs, to know they are not alone. And if this message touched you, share it with someone. You could be the confirmation that another chosen one is asking God for today. May He strengthen you and remind you every day, you have not been forgotten. You are being prepared.